Welcome back to We Be Kids again. If this is your first time at We Be Kids, know that there are over 250 activities available on our website that give you and your family a boost to your well-being. In today's activity, we are going to show you how to do Nordic braiding, which is an ancient technique that the Nordic fishermen used to use to make their fishing nets. We're going to do it and show you how to make some lovely friendship bracelets. We learned how to do Nordic braiding while we were out working with a project called the Yorkshire Dales Millennium Trust. Check them out, they're a great project that are doing lots and lots of great work with nature in and around the Yorkshire Dales. In order to do this activity, you're going to need some wool, 4 pine cones or stones or something to tie to the wool, and a branch which comes straight out from a tree just like this.
We're going to begin by taking 2 lengths of contrasting coloured wool, and you're going to need around 2 meters worth of each. So one way of measuring is just to pull them across your arms and do that twice, and when you find your point, we're going to use some nifty scissors to cut our wool. Find an approximate midway point in your wool and loop it over your branch. You're then going to hold nice and tight underneath. You're going to create a loop, holding tight, crossing over and round. Pinch your fingers through, grab all 4 strands of wool, pull it through and push it nice and tight into a knot at the top.
So the next thing we're going to do is tie our cones to the end of the wool. We're just going to place it on and just do a simple overhand knot. No need for anything fancy. Just like that. And we're going to do that on all 4 of the bits of wool. Before you begin, make sure that none of your lines are tangled, and then one person is going to take a blue and a white, and the other person is going to take a blue and a white too. Ensure that your blues are diagonally opposite and your whites are diagonally opposite too. And then all we're going to do is we're going to pass the same colour to each other.
I'm just getting tangled. Sounds like a game, isn't it? Yeah, every time we do it.
When you get to the bottom of your braid, you need to snip off your cones and tie an overhand knot, just creating a loop around, pushing your ends through and pulling down. Next, you're going to snip away above the knot that you tied. The next thing you need to do is measure out enough of the braid to make a friendship bracelet. So make sure that you've got plenty of space inside and some extra for knotting on with. Then doing another knot. Again, you're just going to create that loop and slot your braid through. Pull tight, and you're going to do the same again. So leave about, I don't know, a thumb's width in between. Create another loop and slot through and pull tight, and then you are going to cut between the two knots that you've created. And then we just tie on. And the lovely thing is there's always enough braid so that you can each have a friendship bracelet. Late summer is a wonderful time for finding these long lengths of grass out and about. Now, they are fantastic for doing Nordic braiding with. However, there's a couple of things to consider. It is very pliable currently because it's been freshly picked, but it will dry, and it's too brittle to tie on as easily as the wool. And therefore you're going to need to have 3 people to do your braiding. So we have our grasses ready, and we have 4, roughly the same length, but don't worry about that as much. There's no knot at the top this time for our Nordic braid, and you separate them out so that each person has 2 strands. The technique is exactly the same. You will pass to each other through corner to corner, but it differs in that this time it's quite important to make sure that you pull them tight, because it doesn't have the weight of the, well, be it a cone or a stone or a stick that you were using with the wool to help you do that. So the tension has to be created by the people making it. And in the same way, by passing opposite corner to corner, you're going to end up with a beautiful, natural Nordic braid. And here you have a really beautiful, natural Nordic braid made from grasses. When you reach the end, you very simply are going to tie yourself an overhand knot with a loop, pass your ends through. And pull tight. So we hope you've enjoyed this resource, be it Nordic braiding with wool to make a bracelet, or if you did it with some grass. Hope we see you again sometime soon. Take care.
Bye.